Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read you a program called Your Love Story for January 2020. And this is for you from Pisces. So let's start with that. Let me get my papers here. I'm going to pick a card for you from my Kabbalistic cards. And it's going to be for the first 15 days of January. And we're going to talk about your romance. Now, if you find a new romance, this card says that you might become deceived or you might become somehow disappointed if you find a new romance in the first 15 days of January. So I would urge you to be a bit cautious. There is aggression on these cards, there's deceptiveness. So there's a complication with this person that you might meet. So don't give your heart away too quickly. Be a bit careful, be a detective to find out why I said this. Now, if you have an ongoing romance, we shuffle these cards again. And look at that. It's the same old card. How about that? And I shuffled it. And so the card again says that if you have an ongoing romance, also be careful of deception and disappointment. And this card shows that you need to find out what is the cause of the problem. That is what you have to do, even with this ongoing romance in the first 15 days of January. So, in the area of romance, you have some work to do to check. Now, what about marriage and family? And now, see what the cards are going to say. We shuffle it a bit more. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But look at that. The same card, and I shuffled it. You saw it. And so, what happens now? I have to say again in the area of marriage, if you are a married person, be careful that something is happening behind your back or in a deceptive way that you can't really find out yet. So I'm alerting you in your marriage area to find out the source of the problem between you and your marriage partner, because the card says there is a problem. Because I can't be picking this card if I didn't shuffle. So I've shuffled it properly. And from this card, I would say that past problems in your marriage area could also return to trouble you. Well, let's move to the last 16 days and see what happens for you. You coming from Aries. Let's see what happens. Last 16 days. And here you are. I'm going to shuffle it a bit more this time. A bit more. And we got a different card. That's good. This is a much better card. But it's a card that I call the card of short circuit, which means at any time, problems can arise. At any time, differences can be shown. At any time, unhappiness can be seen. So let's apply this card to your new romance if you find it in the last 16 days. So you may find one, but at any time, there can be a short circuit of cooperation and a short circuit of being together in a more comfortable way. So this card says, take your time if you meet somebody in the form of a new romance in the last 16 days of January. Take your time because there's something not right. But on the whole, this card will endure. In a matter of time, it will show that a new romance will get better. It's the beginning stages that I'm worried about, especially in the last 15 days or 16 days of January. Now, what about if you have an ongoing romance already? What if you have an ongoing romance? And let's see what the card says. Well, your ongoing romance has many issues, and one is overlapping to another. And you see the sign of the planet Mars right on top there. And that always means that an aggressive tone, either from you or from your marriage partner, or whether if it's in an old ongoing romance, that's going to be a problem. We're talking about your ongoing romance. So your ongoing romance is going to have issues one after another. Is you listening to me? Don't make them worse by bringing them up yourself. Tell yourself it's only 16 days that you have to be careful to keep the harmony. In the last 16 days would be worthwhile for you in an ongoing romance. Now let's talk of your marriage. This is a card for your marriage. Okay, let's see what your marriage card says. Well, this is the card. Yes, negotiation is very possible, but I don't like the black moon. Black moon means past problems coming back to trouble your marriage. So again, you shouldn't bring it up. Tell yourself it's only 16 days, last 16 days of January. No need to create problems. But if your partner brings them up, then you have to be careful. There's a lot of disagreement. One cup is being emptied, one cup is being filled. That means two different views, two different opinions, two different outlooks. So I would say that in the end, this card is a problem card for your marriage in the last 16 days. Unexpected problems are going to happen. Now I'm going to talk to you about your lucky ages. Lucky ages where romance and marriage is concerned. So let's see what the card said. What can be your lucky ages? Well, this is a card I've pulled again for you. It's a card of Jupiter, basically, that can make you a little bit stubborn or a little bit dominating. I should add that about your area of marriage as well. Don't do that. But to talk about your lucky ages from this card, I'm going to say that if you happen to be the ages of 21 or 30 or 39 or 48 or 57 or 66 or 75 or even 84, I've got messages from people older and they say, don't leave them out, go for an older age. So after 84, I would say that 93, you may also be very lucky in the area of romance and marriage for the whole month of January. Now about caution. Caution simply means that you may meet somebody and whether in a new romance or you have your ongoing romance or your marriage partner, you have to be a bit cautious with. So caution, and let's see what the card says. Well, this is a card of Mercury. And so I would say that if you meet somebody who are the ages of 23 or 32 or 41 or 50 or 59 or 68 or 77 or 86, if you meet a person of these ages in the whole month of January, or if you are dealing with a person in a love story of these ages, be very careful that opinions will be opposite, arguments can arise, and differences are going to be seen. And control the ego. This is a card of ego as well. Control your ego since it's you listening to me for the whole month of January, whether in areas of romance or marriage. Now I'm going to talk to you about lucky colors. And let's see what the lucky color may be from this card. All right. Okay. Is the Three of Wands. Well, that's what the card is called, which means it actually represents all shades of purple. And so I would say wear plenty of purple for the whole, whenever you can, in the month of January. And you will just be aligned to a couple of planets who control purple to come and help you in areas of romance and marriage. Now, an attachment. Who can you form an attachment to? It may be accidental, it may be a meeting, and this will apply to friendships, romance, and even in marriage as friends. You coming from Aries. All right. This is the card of Leo. And so Leo is somebody who is going to be able to help you because this card is supposed to show a good attachment. Somebody who will help you even beyond romance and marriage. But we are talking about romance or marriage in this program. So in romance, if your partner is from Leo, or if your marriage partner is Leo, or if you're meeting people from Leo, it will be considered a good attachment and a good lucky meeting. And now what about direction energy? So let's see. Direction energy. What energy? From where? Which direction? All right, from this card, I'm going to choose the direction north from this card, the direction north. So if you face north for inspiration regarding your romance and marriage areas, you'll be able to come up with inspiration ideas, how to make everything better, and with solutions as well. Well, that's the story for you, your love story for the month of January. Now, this 90-minute session which I have, In this 90-minute session, based on your date of birth and your time of birth and looking at your palms, I will be talking to you about your next 8 or 9 years in all areas of your life, be it romance, marriage, job, business, finance, and your health. And I will show you how to reach that supernatural energy that you have. We all have it. And I will show you how to get them connected. People who are wonderfully happy in their life, wonderfully rich, lives of luxury, wonderfully clever and smart in whatever they do, they have been able to connect to their inner energy, the supernatural energy. And I'll show you how to do it. And I'll show you how to formulate your own lucky lottery numbers using your own energies. And I'll give you plenty of energies from the universe, your lucky colors, your lucky days, your lucky gemstones, your lucky directions, on and on. And so this 90-minute session, which will cost you USD $50, is going to be very valuable for you. And so I'm going to give you my email address. This is my email address. Send me an email and we'll talk about the 90-minute session if you want to book it. And if you have any questions, send me the email. I wish you the best of January for your love story. Thank you and goodbye.